5 classes. Initial 4 to 5 classes. I will use the edit plus. After that, I will use Visual Studio Code. Okay. Yes. Now, open edit plus. Yeah, recordings we are providing. Okay. Every day, I will give you the Google Drive access once the link is changed. So right now, demo link is going on. Okay. So after demo link, I will provide the Google Drive access. You can go to the recordings also. Okay. So JavaScript we are placing within the script tag. I told you yesterday, last class. Now save this. So first.html, something file name I have given. Okay. So what the file name? First. And what the extension are given? .html. Is it clear? Yes. Now that is HTML file in desktop I created. You can create anywhere. Go to that location. Yes, this is the file which I created in edit plus. That result I want to see. This HTML file, that's why right click on this. Open with browser. Okay. So file name wrong I opened. 1 second. So file 1.html I opened. It is first.html, right? So nothing is there in this file. Okay, just script tag I have taken. Now, so one variable I want to create. Generally, variables we are using to store data. Yes. So if you are performing any calculations, that time we are creating the variables to hold the values. Okay. If you are performing any calculations, that time we are using variables to store the values. That is the main thing. Got it. Okay. Now here, we are not providing any data types like in C language or Java. We are providing data types like int, string number, etc. So this is the declaration in other languages, not in JavaScript and React. Okay. So now it raises the error message in browser because I have given int. See this, if I refresh it, error is there. So how can we see the JavaScript errors and React errors? These are all client-side scripts. JavaScript, React, Angular. Okay. So you want to see the error, right-click, inspect. So browser developer tools are opened here. Now here console option is available. Now it displays unexpected syntax error identifier, unexpected identifier, serial number you got. So this is the error which we got here. Is it clear? Because those keywords are not allowed, like int, string, boolean at the time of variable declaration. Okay, because of this loosely typed script concept. Is it clear? Yes. Now, thing is, data types we are not providing. So remove this data type, what I have given. So here I have given int, remove this. Now, refresh it. Yes, no error is there. I want to print that serial number. How can I print? Let SL. Like the document. Alert is displaying the message box. Remember, again we'll discuss this alert separately. Now, what is the output we got? 100 is the like that. For example, so number 1 is equal to 10 and number 2 is equal to 20. Okay. And result is equal to number 1 plus number 2. Alert result. So we stored 10 in that number 1 and 20 in that number 2. Finally, result contains that's addition value. Okay. Result contains that addition value. Okay, now if I save and refresh, so what the output we got? That is the output. Like that, this is very simple at the time of variable declaration JavaScript. We are not providing any data type. Okay, but if you observe some other websites, in those websites, you can see where and let these keywords at the time of variable declarations. Yes. So if you go with that any reference websites, in those websites, you can identify some keywords like where let. Okay. Yeah. So just like this. Where. Okay. Like that. They are providing those things. So what is where and what is let? So that we will discuss later. Okay. Actually, these are not data types. These are access scopes. Okay. These are not data types. These are access scopes. So what is where access scope? What is let access scope? Okay. We'll discuss that later. So here also I am using for time being where, because let is not discussed and where is also not discussed yet. But remember the thing. Remember this, okay? Variable, for every variable, we are providing the scope with the help of this either where and let keywords. So what is the difference between these two? We will discuss, okay? And we are not providing any data types to the variables, okay? So not only in JavaScript, same procedure in REACTJS also we are following. Is it clear? Because these technologies are loosely typed scripts, okay? Not providing, not accepting any data type at the time of variable declarations, okay? Now, see, I stored 10 in this variable, okay, number 1. Internally, that variable contains one data type based on the value we assigned. Is it clear? Internally, that variable contains a data type based on the value we assigned. That is the concept of dynamic script. Okay, dynamic type. So dynamic type means, so based on the value at runtime, a variable contains data type. That is dynamic type script. So loosely typed and dynamic typed, these two differences, if you clear, then it is enough. What is the difference between loosely typed and dynamic type? Loosely typed means we are not providing the data types at the time of variable declarations. What is dynamic type? Internally, every variable at runtime holds the data type based on the value we assign. That is the difference between these two. Is this clear? Yes. Now, for example, alert number 1 I have given. So if I refresh, what is the output we got? 10 is the output we got here. Now, alert type of one function I'm using. Yeah. Type of number. So this function tells us what the data type this number one holds. Now we stored 10 in this variable. Then what the data type of this number one? That is number data type. So now you can see number. For example, if I store Scott here, then what is the data type of this? It is nothing but string data type, right? It is string like that. Yes, it is nothing but string data type like that we have this. Okay, like that. Like that, internally every variable contains one data type based on the value s, and that is dynamic type script. That is the main concept of this. So loosely typed and dynamic type. Loosely typed means we are not providing the data types at the time of variable declarations. So dynamic type means internally every variable contains one data type based on the value. Okay. So these 2 points you should remember. So any questions you want to ask me in this concept? Okay. Now, so here we are starting our discussion with the data types in JavaScript. So how many types of data types we have in JavaScript? So we are going to start. So here, number, string, boolean, undefined, object. So these are the main data types we have in JavaScript. Number, string, boolean, undefined, and object. Now, for example, in our program, remove this, where x is equal to 100. Let type of x. You know what is this type of x? Yes, tell me what the type of x now? That is, yes, what is the type of x? What is the data type of x? Which value is stored?
Number.
Number. Now if I refresh, so you can see it is number. Now in case in next line x is equal to Scott, some string I have given. So semicolons are not compulsory between when we are ending the line. Okay. So because enter key also behaves as termination of the line. So that's why semicolon is not compulsory. Now here type of I have given like this. So now I changed the value 100 as Scott. And what the type of this x? String. So at line number 3, it is number. At line number 5, it is string. Now refresh. So this is number and this is string we have like this. Is it clear? Now, next one is where y is equal to true. So if you store true and false, then it is boolean type. Y is equal to true I have given. Now, I let type of, yes. So what is this type of y? That is Boolean. Refresh. So a number is there and string is there and this is Boolean. Yes, type of y is. Yes, next one here where z is equal to. Okay, I'm not assigning any value, just have taken the variable z. So if you don't assign any value, then it is undefined. Let type of z. So what is the type of this z? Come on, all of you. What is the type of this z variable? Huh?
Undefined.
Undefined. Value is not assigned. Now refresh it. So number, next one string, boolean, and last one is undefined. Yes, this is undefined. Okay. Yes. Now one more pending is there. That is object. Object is somewhat different. If we store null, or if you create any array, or if you create any object, these three comes under object data types. Okay, now we will discuss one by one. So once again, if you observe, so if you store null or array or object, if you create array or object, these three comes under object data types. Now, A is equal to null. Null means what is null? It doesn't have any value. Okay. So sometimes we are using this null to check the conditions, if the variable contains value or not. Further conditions we are using null. Okay. I will explain those conditions later. So where A is equal to null I have given. Now let type of A. Yes. Given type of A. So now it is object data type. So this is X number. After that, it is changed as string. After that, another variable that is Boolean. After that, undefined. And finally, object we got. What is this object? It is nothing but A. This A is nothing but an object. Okay. So like this, we are working with that data types. Okay. So this is very important interview question. What the data types we have in this REACT.js JavaScript. Okay. So both common. Okay. So React is providing some additional features to work with JavaScript. That's the main point. Okay. So both technologies are same. Okay. And React is providing more additional features to easily work with JavaScript. That is the point. Okay. Anyhow, it is the concept data types. Now we need to discuss the remaining two. What is array and what is object? So before that, any other questions you have, you can ask. No questions. Okay, then fine. Now we are going to start what is array and how to work with array. Okay. So in your words, I want to know, anybody have idea on array? Then tell me what is array, if you know.
Collection of same data types.
Yes, collection of same data types. Okay. But that definition will change now. So according to the technologies, the definitions will change. Okay, so first of all, what is the difference between normal variable and array? That I will discuss. Normal variable, if you take the previous examples, we stored a single values, 100, Scott, like that. The normal variables, we stored single values. But in array, we can store collection of values. So that is the main concept. Is it clear? In array, we can store what? Collection of values. Okay. Yes. So I want to store table data in a variable. I want to store a table data in a variable. Then we can go with this array. Is it clear? In case I want to store multiple user IDs, then we are going with this array. Like that, the thing is, array is nothing but the collection of elements. Okay. Yes. Array is collection of values, and we are also calling them as elements actually. So you told me array is collection of similar values. Means in that variable we are storing all values similar data type. But in JavaScript that is changing. It is collection of different values. Okay. Because in other languages, if you take C, C++, etc., we are providing the data types to the variables, right? So that's why that related data only we are storing. In other languages, we are providing data types. So we are storing that related information. But here we are not providing any data type to the variable. That's why you can store any type of values. That is the main thing. For example, if you want to create in C language array, int err is equal to something we are creating like this. Means you are providing the data type int. So that's why what are the values you are going to store here? All values should be numbers. If I declare a variable with string data type, then all values we have to store string. So that is homogeneous collection, similar. But in our JavaScript, I'm not providing any data type. Then any type of value can store in the array. So that is the point of this. Is it clear? Okay. So that's why not only in JavaScript, if you go with that Python, PHP, like these technologies, array is collection of heterogeneous elements. Yes. What the meaning of heterogeneous? Different types. That is the thing. Okay. Yeah. JavaScript is loosely typed script. So we can store any type of values in array. Okay. Yes. So JavaScript is loosely typed script. That's why we're storing any type of values in array. Okay. So means this is heterogeneous collection. Okay. So every element in array, yes, every element in array, 1 second. Every element in array is combination of index and value. Yes. Yeah. So what is that? It is combination of index and value. Remember this. Every element in array is the combination of index and value. So what is the index of first element?
Zero.
Yes. So by default, the first element index starts with 0. Is it clear? And last element index is total number of elements minus 1. That is the point of this. Okay. The first element starts with index. So here this is index and value. First element index is 0. I change the keyboard. Okay, that's fine. It's a bit. Okay. Now, one array I'm creating here. Okay, go to this node. So open that script. So that ARR is equal to. So I can we can take any name. Okay. Symbolic, I have taken ARR, but instead of ARR, any name can take here. So ARR is equal to 10, 20, 30, 40. Total how many elements I stored in this array? Tell me. Total, I stored 4 elements, right? Yes. So now I want to print all these elements. I let ARR. Now you can see this. Refresh. You're getting the output 10, 20, 30, 40. So means all the elements we're printing here. Yes. Now my requirement is I want to print only first element. Okay, first element. Now I'll let ARR of 0. Yes. I'll let ARR of 0. Now refresh. Okay, all elements and first element. This is 10. Now, can I place here Scott? Yeah. Is it valid or invalid?
Valid.
Valid, because already I told you array is collection of different data types. Okay, so that's why we can store any type of value within the array. Okay, yes. Now here I'm storing that Scott. Now if you observe this, input. So now save this and refresh. Now you can see all these elements we have, like this, and Scott is there. Is it clear? Like that. So like that. So this is the way how to store the values in array. Yeah. I hope you clear with this, right? So like that, the difference between normal variable and array is normal variable can store the single value, array can store collection of values. Okay, now copy this and paste. Yes, is it clear? Now the next thing is properties and functions. One by one we are discussing. Like length is one property. Like that we have different types of properties and functions. Okay, we are discussing one by one. Okay. Any questions you have in this? No questions. Now, length. Using this property, we can get total. Number of elements in array. So how many elements we have? That information you want to get. Then we are taking the support of this property length. Length we are using for what? To get the total number of array elements. Is it clear? So right now in this array, how many elements we have? Yes. So
4.
30 is one element, 20 is one element, 30 is one element, 40 is one element. Like the total we have 4 elements here. Okay, now just I'm using Ascot and changing S10. Okay, you can use anything. Dot length. Now save this and refresh. You can see 4 elements we have. So this is about length property. Okay, yes. We discussed how to create the array and how to find out the length of this array. These points we have discussed. So you clear with these points? Any questions we have? No questions. Then we are discussing some functions. What is that? Push. Using this function, yes. Push function is there. Using this function, we can get, sorry, not get, we can add an element at the end of array. Very important function. And returns total number of elements. See, we have 2 operations with this push. We have 2 operations with this. What the first operation here? Yes. Add an element where it is adding? At the last position of array, right? It is adding where? At the last position of array. And what it returns here? Total number of elements. Now, if you observe this, ARR dot push 50 I have taken. Means in this array we are adding 50. Already 4 elements we have. Adding 50 and alert ARR I have given. Yes, what the result of this? 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Right? Yes, you can see it is added. So this element is added now. And one more point I told you. What is that? It returns total number of elements. So one function is completed. We can add an element at the end of array that is completed and returns total number of elements. So see, this is push function. It returns total number of elements. So that I am storing in a variable, something like RV. If any function returns a value, that we are storing in the variable. Remember that point. It is common, not only in JavaScript. If you take any other technologies, this is common point. If any function returns a value, that we are storing in a variable. Now alert RV. So what is the expected value of this RV? Tell me. What the expected value of this RV? What it returns? Come on, Unish.
Total number of elements. Total number of elements.
Yes, total number of elements. Already 4 elements we have 10, 20, 30, 40. We are adding one more element. So now 5 elements it returns. First we are printing the all elements. After that we are getting 5. Yes, this is about push function. Is it clear?
Sir, please repeat RV concept only.
What is that?
RV concept. Yeah, this
RV is nothing but one variable I have taken. Nothing is there. What I told you. So this function returns one value. That value, how can I receive? Just declare assign this function into a variable. Okay, name can be anything. X I can use anything. It is one variable. What it holds, that push, what push returns that information is coming into this variable. You got it? So if any function returns value, that value we are storing in the variable. That variable name can be anything you can use here. Now I am using text. Is it clear? Now refresh, same result we are getting. X contains total number of elements. What it returns? Total number of elements, that is 5. Is it clear? Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So any function, in future we are creating our user-defined functions. Actual push is predefined function. We are going to create the user-defined functions. That time also, if we return any value from that function, so that value we need to store in a variable. How can you store? That function we are calling at the time of calling assign into a variable. Okay. So then what is the return value we are getting from this function? That return value is storing that variable. That is the point. Now pop. The next function is pop. Push we discussed. Now we are discussing pop. Removes the last element and returns value of that element. So two functionalities. What the first one? Remove the last element, and second one is return that value. That's all. Now what the result you are getting if I use pop? Yes. What is X now? What is X? Yeah, what it returns?
4.
What it returns? Value, not value, sorry. Value of that element. Yes, it returns value of that element. So which element value? Which is removing. Means here which is removing? Last element, that is 40. Okay, remove this. Yeah, 40 is removing. That's why X contains 40. And what is ARR? 10, 20, 30. So this pop function remove the last element. Remaining elements are 10, 20, 30. And returns that element. That return value is coming into the variable X. You got it? Now output is refresh. You can see elements are 10, 20, 30. And return value is 40. Is it clear? Yes. Now this is next one, shift. Right. What that? Shift. Removes the first element and returns value of that element. Okay. Yeah. So just see this. Shift remove the first element and returns value of that element. Right. Yeah. Now you answer this. In case if I give shift, what is X now? What is X? So read this. Remove the first element and returns what? Value of that element. Come on, what is X?
10.
Yes, X is 10, first element value. And what is ARR? Remaining elements means 20, 30, 40. Now save and refresh. So ARR is 20, 30, 40 and X is 10. Like that we have this one. Yes. So these are some functions. Okay, we have few more functions need to discuss. So as I told you, demo classes we are spending up to 45 minutes like that. So that's why, so I discuss some functions. Those I am sending you in chart window. See, in your chart window, I copied these functions and I'm pasting. So copy from chart window. So after this demo link, you will get, okay, Google Drive access. Then you can get everything from Google Drive. So till then I'm using the chart window. So have you got 2 messages? Yes. So copy and store in your any notepad file. So in next class, I will discuss the remaining functions of this. Okay. So we have few more functions, very important array functions in interview point of view and all. So those functions I will discuss in the next class. Okay, so any doubts, any questions you have? Okay, then see you in tomorrow class. Okay, you can ask me questions in next class also. Practice these notes for today. Okay, you can drop now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.